Some of these former fishermen were working for fishing companies that have long closed or scaled down their operations due to a lack of or reduced fishing quotas and joined others here. They have become a familiar sight at Walvis Bay as they gather at this stadium every morning and disperse in the afternoon. The group has stopped attracting public attention, including that of the media, and is being used as political fodder by political parties without their fate having changed over the years. Support to each other is imperative, as our news team spoke to the hundreds of men who say they have seen many of their comrades having lost their lives due to various ailments, some of them allegedly related to depression. Stefanus Heipinge has been with the group over the years as a way of paying respect to his late cousin, Walvis Mukete, who took his own life about 3 years ago.
Since the dismissal, Paul was just at home without a job, and he got depressed as he was a father of 7 in school, and 3 were at a private school. Dad started calling looking for money. Things got tough for him.
Walvis Mukete's story isn't an isolated case among this group of men. Our news team met with Eino, whose brother Petrus hanged himself in the shack he shared with his wife and children.
That was my brother. You can't buy nor replace his life. A car's value can depreciate, but not a person's life. I have lost a lot. He was my leader. I can be in a problem, and he will be the one to help me. The way I'm looking at my brothers here behind me have children who go to school.
Petrus was engaged to Sarah and was to get married before that fateful morning when he was discovered by one of his children hanging from the roof. Sarah tells us that as time progressed, Petrus used to tell her how he felt the world caved in on him after he lost his job.
That morning, he dropped me off at work. When he came back home, he told his daughter to prepare food. And after a while, the child just came from the house running to the neighbor and told them that her father has a belt around his neck. The news reached me while I was at work.
She now is left to care for her 2 children after she lost her job too as a casual worker at one of the fishing companies whose catches were decreased due to a lack of quotas. Sarah says life is difficult and the only source of income she has now is baking bread to feed herself and her children and pay rent. Stefanus, Eino and Sarah, as they shared their stories of their loss, believe if everything was solved 4 years ago, their cousin, brother and husband-to-be would still be alive. To date, close to 25 former fishermen are no longer alive. Some, according to other colleagues, died as a result of stroke and heart diseases or committed suicide. Elmarie Kapunda, NBC News, Walvis Bay.